Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. um, for those of you that that don't really know what's going on today, today is the start of the Christian mark of Lent, right? So today is Ash Wednesday. I know for my brothers and sisters in Islam, Ramadan may have started last night, right? But the importance of this thing is the fasting portion of the situation to give yourself up, to give something up, to fast from something, to abstain from something that you think that you cannot go without, but to draw yourself nigh to, excuse me, the God that you serve, right? So somebody sent me something today and it triggered me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, and I'm gonna explain why, right? So somebody sent me something that said Ash Wednesday. Remember that you are dust, and to the dust you shall return. Now that comes from Ecclesiastes 3:20. That's the verse that comes from. And I'm saying to myself, why would you start the day with that? Right? And there's millions of people that's going through this session of Lent. I believe some of the Jews are maybe going through Passover. Don't quote me, but it's around this time they may be beginning to do that. But the point of that comment, right? We understand that we are coming from the dust. So what are you saying? Are you asking people to redeem themselves in the flesh? Because if you're not preparing them how to get closer to the God that they're serving, what's the point of even having the Lent season? What's the point of people going through Ramadan to get closer to Allah? You're not properly giving the people the utensils to do so. Y'all know, if you've been listening to me for a little while now, that I say the obedience is the sacrifice, right? That's part of the session, right? Because if you decide that you are willing to connect to your creator during this particular time of the year, which is actually for some people going into a beginning of the new year. We'll have that discussion down the line, but it's all for the purpose of being born again, to be renewed, right? We understand that if in Christian society, in order for you to be born again, you must be baptized, right? I understand the logic, well, not the logic, the gesture of it, because you are cleansing away with the actual water of you being dunked in the pool or the tub or whatever it is that you are dunking yourself into. But when you come out, what are you prepared to do after you come out? Just because you are being renewed, it's what are you being renewed to? What format are the pastors and the evangelists and the deacons and what are they preparing you to do going forward? Are they preparing you to do this going forward? The imams, what are they doing to get you to get through these next 30 days of Ramadan? The fast is important. What is the purpose of your fast? Are you fasting to draw nigh to your creator, or are you just fasting because it's a routine that's done yearly, and for society to know that you are following the rules and the regulations of a religion? When you are fasting with a purpose, your purpose is to, to really see if you can get closer to your the God that you serve, as well as doing something by giving up something that you aren't supposed to really be doing. For example, like I tell people all the time, if you are smoking and you feel like you could really that you want to give this up to draw closer to your creator, then by all means do so, right? Not only are you getting yourself together in your spirit, but you're getting your body right. In order for you to fast, the whole Trinity must be in operation. Your mind must be trying to get with your soul, and your soul must be trying to get itself together with the spirit, which drives your heart, that drives you from taking in the substances that you don't really need, but to keep you on one accord in your personal Trinity in your life. We have so many people that just do this because, oh well, we know it's just that time. Let's go do this, and let's go show everybody we doing this. So people will go to the church just to get the ashes on their forehead and not do nothing else in between there. You're not mocking the God that you're supposed to be serving. You're mocking the religion, and when you're mocking the religion, you're mocking yourself, because you're only hurting yourself. Logical thinker, aka more perspective. What's going on with you, right? You're only hurting yourself, because if you're going to commit to something, you should follow it all the way through, right? Don't just do it because that's a family tradition, or because you are assigned to a church and that is their perspective, their idea, their traditions. It's time for us to create our own traditions. We must condition ourselves to understand that some of us, it's really me and the creator against the world, right? It's really me and you against the world, right? So I need to draw nigh to you. So if you are doing this because you are trying to gain a perspective of what is really in front of you, right? You take this fast and see that the hindsight is going to become your forefront. Because at the end of the day, if you follow the procedures of the actual fasting, you should be able to see with a clear mind, with clarity in the eyes that may not have been open for a very long time, for you to say, you know what, let me get myself together and let me go about my business. Whatever your business is, like I said, the creator might give you the momentum to say, you know what, start your business over here, or start your conversations over here. Your job is to uplift. Your job is to bring people closer. Your job is to give people a job where there may not have been a job for them. Whatever God has in store for you is for you. No one could take that away. Just like nobody can take away what the Creator God has done for you in your life. This is why a lot of people are still stagnated in certain things, right? Because if you truly understand that what's yours is yours, but also what he gives, what the Creator gives you is for you to bless somebody else. But this is your time. This is the greatest time for you to be selfish with yourself, in all honesty, in all reality, right? Because this is the opportunity that no one should be able to separate you from you. No one should separate you from the services that you are trying to gain from the Creator that you are fasting for, right? Like I said, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Whatever you fasted for, I truly pray that God, Allah, Jehovah, Yeshua, whatever you call his Creator, may he give it to you and you be able to receive it with open arms. Because a lot of us, in all reality, is really sick and tired of seeing the things that we're seeing. We're tired of going through the loops, the same rotations, the same cycles. But it's all on you, right? You can't sit there and say, you know what, I need to work on myself and not work on yourself. You can't sit there and say, you know what, I need to be able to do better with my communication skills, but don't practice it. You can't sit there and say, I need to be a better person, but still around people that are toxic. I need to have peace, but you're around chaotic people. You can't keep doing the same thing. This is what this time is for. This is the year of the one. But more importantly, this is the season of selfishness because you get the work on you. No one should be able to get involved with that. If they're not trying to help you get to your destination, push them to the side. And I don't care if it's a mother, a father, a cousin, a sister, a husband, a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It doesn't matter. This is the time when you get to work on yourself. That's what it's supposed to be. We don't want that toxicity around us anymore. We don't want to be around. What is going to make me a better person? Who is going to help me to become the best version that I can become? Whether it's, whether it's you just going out there, like I said, being a positive influence or a beacon of light, as some would say, right? Because there's many people that's counted us out already, right? But the fact that we still here and the fact that we still striving, people don't want to give you the credit, and that's okay. That's a them problem. That's not our problem. That's not your problem. That's not my problem. Our problem, or what may not even be a problem, is how do I become a better version of myself? How can I stop wasting my time around people that don't want to be around me? How can I stop loving people that don't like me? How can I stop how can I stop helping those that don't want the help? Those type of aspects. But now when it's time for you to look at yourself, because this is the greatest time for you to do it, you shut all your doors down, you close all your doors, you hang it, DND your phone, whatever it is that you got to do for a certain amount of time. For the Christians, is up to Palm Sunday. And in my eyes, it's up to Palm Sunday. I know some go to the actual Easter Sunday, and for Ramadan, it's the next 30 days. But whatever it is, you got to take care of yourself. You got to say, you know what? How can I get myself to be a stronger person? How can I endure this situation without the things that I'm truly giving up? I've known many of people that say they can go without eating meats, right? Whether it's beef, chicken, or whatever, and try to go to the fish side, whether it's tuna fish or salmon or whatever it is. They try to go that route and they fall short. And let me just say this before y'all even start. For those of you that's going to do this, it's okay if you stumble. Stop being afraid to stumble. You're going to stumble because there's going to be trials and tribulations coming your way. There's going to be things that's going to knock on the door of your mind, your conscience, and say, listen, you can't go another day without whatever it is that you're trying to give up. But it's a lie. You got to endure to the end. That's why I tell you guys all the time, the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to those who endure forever. During the race, if you endure during this 40 days, if you endure during the 30 days, you will have a better vision that, wait a minute, I actually got through this without touching whatever it is that I gave up or seeking the thing that I gave up, whatever it is. I didn't have to be around this individual to get strong. I got strong on my own. That's the beautiful part of the fasting purpose. Your purpose of fasting is to see that you can endure without individuals or things or substances or whatever it is that you're giving up. You got to build up the strength. It's not going to start I get it. I promise you, I can guarantee you that somebody that started today was ready to go and grab the very thing that they said they were going to abstain from on the first day. That's okay. It happens. Because you stumble doesn't mean you fall. The songwriter said, a saint is a sinner who fell down. But you know why they became that saint? Because they got up. They didn't just lay there. Y'all know me from the boxing analogy or sports analogy, rather. Winners don't quit and quitters can't win. How can that be possible if you are surrendering in the very first round or the very first second or the very first quarter? Before this thing even starts, it's going to get rough. This is how I view fasting. The first 10 days is going to be, okay, let me see how you hold this down. Let me see if you can handle this. Let me see. All right, I'm being tried. right? The second 10 days is going to be, okay, I got through the first 10 days, right? But the urges may come in a little more. Now, by the halftime, you get to rehash everything that you did after the 20 days because you're at the halfway mark, right? I did a video of 4 quarters because it's 10 days in each session, right? And now, as you sit there at the halftime mark, if you make it to the halftime mark, you can sit there and say, okay, what did I do right? What almost got me to fall apart? How can I strengthen myself from making sure that doesn't happen again? Then you start the third quarter, and then you get to the finale, right? And like I said, a lot of people may not get to the 40 days, right? Do it as long as you can. If you can't make it to 40 days, it's all right. You did not fail. Failure is when you don't succeed in the purpose. You might could get your message in the first 7 days, even though they want you to go 40 to see how clearly you can hear the voice of your conscience because you are clearing your mind to from all the nonsensical things that's around you. You're clearing your spirit from all the toxic things that may be within your circle, your dot, your square, whatever you call your arrangements with people, associates, friends, family, whatever it is, right? You're going to have to see how strong you are going to be against these in these next month to 40 days, right? And it's a buildup. It's progression. This is something that we all need to do going forward. If we can't get to those certain days, all right, you could say, you know what, I fell down on the 17th day, but now it's time for you to get up, right, and say, you know what, let me dust myself off and keep going, right? Because everybody's not going to make it through the entire 40 days. There's going to be a time that you fall short because we are still fleshly creatures at the end of the day. But if you don't try it, that's the problem. Because if you running around here saying you're a Christian, you are supposed to be serving the Christ, you're supposed to be serving Jesus, the Godhead Jesus, and you're not even trying to walk in his sandals or walk in his footsteps. How are you following him? And you can't just cop out and say, well, you know, Jesus is the only one that was perfect. But if you don't strive for it, you don't know how close you can actually be to it. Just like I tell people, y'all reach for the stars all the time, knowing that you can't touch it. Now it's time for you to work on your spirit. Now it's time for you to work on your soul, your salvation. It's time for you to salvage the life that you have remaining. And you don't have to do what you did yesterday. But that's the purpose of the fast. The purpose of the fast could easily keep you away from the things that have hindered you from doing the things that you need to do in your life. These are the steps that you must take, right? I'm one of them people that I don't even like I'm doing this, but I'm not even supposed to be doing this. I'm doing this to encourage people to say that, yo, you can still do this. Mo, you can still do this. Realist, you can still do this. I'm giving the perspective because even I need to be doing this. But because I'm not better than anybody, but I know, let me not say but, I know that someone may just need that word of encouragement. Keep going. Not to celebrate you, not to tear you down, but to encourage you to keep your race going. If you are going to race this race. You're going to run this race. It's okay to do so, right? It's not about the fastest time you get there. Score. What's going on with you? It's not about the time at the end of the end of this race. It's about you just completing the task. If you can complete what you started, you will be one step closer to understanding why the fast was a necessity to you. And when you understand that, you can sit there and say, you know what? I made it in spite of. I made it. I know I had to go to work, and I know these people was getting on my nerve, and I know they was tempting me because they're eating and stuff like that during the day. But I ain't got to run around here and tell everybody I'm fasting. I ain't got to tell people why I'm fasting. You're doing this for you. This is your own soul salvation that you're trying to salvage the rest of your life with. And it's okay, right? You're trying to gain the visions, right? You should be projecting what your goal is, right? And then building a project on the projections that you are trying to get to. You see the vision. Now you start to build yourself. How can I keep myself to the finish line? How can I get to that vision of peace that I see so clearly? Now I have to build myself up to stay away from nonsense. How can I be that good person that I am projecting myself to be, that I see myself, as I can see myself to being, right? You got to work on the things that works for you. You got to seek this thing out, right? The Bible says, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. And that's that. Listen, and that's just for you, the individual, because like I said earlier, there's people that's going to be running around here with the cross, with the ashes on their head, not even understanding you're supposed to be burying let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead. That's what the cross is for. The cross is that, it's time for you to pick up, put whatever it is on that cross. Because now you're trying to become this new creature, this new being. You're trying to draw nigh to the Creator. The Creator got something for you, whatever it is. The Creator might tell somebody, hey, start your own business. The Creator might say, hey, you might want to have this conversation and inspire somebody to become that better version. Chelsea Lynn, what's going on with you? How you feeling? Right? This is the purpose of the fast. The purpose of the fast is for you to clear your mind, right? To clear your mind, to allow your conscience to receive what God has in store for you. But in order for you to do that, you must put away the toys of yesterday, the childish things of yesterday, the unsuccessful things of yesterday. You have to put those away in order to become a new person, a new being, a new Gary. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I got to do the same thing. I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm talking to myself too. Like I said, I can receive the message if I do the things that I need to do, right? Whatever the message is. He might say, you know what? You might have to shut this down. And I'm going to be obedient to it, because I'm doing this with clarity. And if it says you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I will shut it down. Right? It's not for me to be selfish. It's for me to be understanding that there's something else for me to do. Right? Whatever the message is, I gotta receive it. Like I said, you're doing this for a reason. Right? The purpose should be to hear with clarity, to hear the voice. And it may not even be a voice. It's not even going to be a voice. That's another thing that we have to understand. It's not even going to be a voice. It's going to be a shift in the movement that's drawing you away from one thing into another position, another situation, right? And you won't hear nothing like a voice. It's not going to be a voice. It's just going to be a shift in your life, because you are giving up something that you felt like you couldn't go without, and now you're going to gain something. It's just like a person, it's like a person that loses their sight. They may have lost their sight, but they gain extra in maybe hearing, or one of their senses gets enhanced because they have lost, they lost something, but they're going to gain something. Every loss is not a loss. In sports, they say you shouldn't deal with moral victories. Of course, you should deal with moral victories. It's just not a professional thing to do, because if you understand you got to play that team again, I know what he's gonna do now. I know if he drop back, if he's standing in the shotgun and he touches his arm, he's gonna run the ball. Or I understand if he picks up his dribble, he's not going to shoot it. He's going to try to pass it to the shooter on the left. Whatever the situation is, you gain something out of the loss. But the fact that you gain something makes it not a loss, right? That's how I look at fasting. You don't, just because you're sacrificing for your future investments, right? You're giving up. If you say, you know what, I'm no longer drinking soda, right? You're giving up soda to give to get yourself together and fix your body. Now you ain't putting in that acid and all the sugary drinks or whatever. But all of it is working for the benefits of your good. That's why the fast. That's what the purpose of the fast should be. The purpose of the fast is for the three entities: the mind, the body, and the soul, to come to get on the same page as much as possible, as long as possible. Because even if it takes 39 days, you will understand that it's possible. And with, that's why they say with Christ all things is possible, because you got to get to your highest level to see that it is possible. But you can't get to it when you keep pouring nonsense into your life. You keep sitting there, you're playing in the middle between good and bad. You're playing in the middle with chaos and peace, toxicity and harmony. You gotta figure out how to balance the two, right? All right, I can deal with you another day, but let me figure out how to sit there in a peaceful mode, say, yo, I'm ready for it. So, Scorpio, silly. But that's the thing that we have to work on. This is what I truly, truly hope for the individuals that are going forward with this fast, whether it's Lent, whether it's Ramadan. I truly pray that that's what it is for you. If you got to sit down and read scripture to gain some strength, please do so. Don't be afraid to do it, because guess who this is about? It's about you. Guess who you gotta feed? You gotta feed yourself with the understanding that the words that you're reading is going to enhance you and not tear you down. It's not going to destruct you. It's going to construct your well-being. It's going to construct your mind. It's going to keep your mind focused on the goal that is at task, which is drawing closer to the Creator and see what He has, or what the Creator has in store for you. Now, I know it's about 12 o'clock over there in England, and I know my little brother Riaz is doing what he do. But now this is his time for him to get closer to Allah, right? He may stop putting out some, he may stop the music thing just to draw closer to Allah. I don't know his routine, but I know he's going to give it his all to draw closer to Allah. Why? Because this is something that he has been doing on a consistent basis. So shout out to Riaz, right? But we can also do the same thing. We can also say, you know what? I'm gonna stop eating these potato chips and see how my body reacts. And if my body reacts, then my mind might allow me to focus on something that I need to hear. Oh, wait a minute, I heard something. I see something in a different light now. Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be over here instead of over there, right? It's the things that you let go to get closer to the Creator is the purpose of the fast, right? And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Hey, it didn't work for you. It's okay, right? Because we understand that not everybody's not gonna hear what's in store for them, right? But like I said, as your spirit grows, you'll be able to understand why a Muslim does what he does, or she does, or why an atheist feel the way that they feel, right? And there won't be no judgment. It's just be understanding, right? Because you have the discernment. I can see where you coming from, but you probably didn't have that discernment until you took the fast. You probably didn't have this discernment until you separated yourself from the everyday routines of your normal activities, right? So this is what I truly hope for. This is, the purpose. Do this with a purpose. Don't just do this because it's something that the church has told you, or the temple has told you, or the imam has told you, or the minister or the pastor has told you, or the bishop or the deacon. There you go, Riaz, what's going on? And that's what it's about, realist. It's about having that work in progress, right? And one of the words that realists always talk about is accountability, right? And this is a great way for you to gain responsibility, because you are now responsible for what you're getting ready to do over these next 30 to 40 days. So now that you are responsible, you must hold yourself accountable for every responsible thing that you're getting ready to do in the next 40 days. It's not for us to judge you. It's not for us to condemn you. It's not for us to do any of those things. Because in all reality, as you're going through your fast, the conscience is going to stop you from doing what you need to do. Why? Because it understands what your goal is really supposed to be, what you're really trying to do with it. And as your conscience speaks to your soul and your soul speaks to your mind, it starts to work together. It starts to, okay, let's go. I see what you're saying up there, conscious. Now, how could I put this into the everyday activity? How could I allow this to register in my soul and my spirit? That's the purpose of the fast. That's why you're supposed to do this. You understand? We're doing this because you understand that there's something necessary that you are missing in your life. And once it becomes, absolute, you can say, you know what? I got this done now. Now you can apply it to the everyday life. Now you can sit there and say, yo, I do feel a little bit light over here because I got rid of some nonsense around me. I got rid of some junk. I got rid of some baggage that I've been carrying for all of these years. Why? Because you're fasted, and he said, leave it here. You ain't gotta. You leave it at your altar. You don't put it back in the storehouse. Don't put it back where you just took it from, because we know that you're the storehouse. And also, because you're the storehouse, we don't got to bring the unnecessary stuff in. Our time of hoarding yesterday is over. Our time of holding on to the pain, it can be over. The question is, are you going to fast with this purpose, or you just want to continue to do it because the world tells you to do it? You got to live with yourself every day. You got to put your big person pants on. You got to become the responsible one. Say, yo, I'm tired of being tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. How can I get away from this depression? How can I get away from this anxiety? How can I get away from this nauseousness called life? It's very nauseating. I'm tired of hearing about the same thing, but now you can isolate yourself from it. Now you can sit there and say, you know what? I'm not going to watch the news for the next 40 days. I don't care who does what, right? I understand that Jesse Jackson died, but now I need to live. I need to live right now. His time has come. I'm trying to put my old things from yesterday away. Condolences to the family and loved ones and people that follow Jesse Jackson. But I got to work on me. I got to figure out what I need to do. I got to figure out why I keep pouring. I feel drained all the time. I got to figure this out. I can't wait on the world to tell me. If I wait on the world to tell me, I will never get the answer. Because in all reality, a lot of the world don't give two damns about you. So I don't care if the big beautiful bill is going to do this. I don't care if they're getting ready to give billions of dollars over there. I need to know how to pour into me, how to take care of myself going forward. Right? And that's what a lot of the people of the fast should be thinking about. How could I not let the world affect me? So I need to separate myself from it. I know I got to be of the world. I know I got to be in the world, but I don't got to be of it. I could become a new person because there's people like Chelsea Lynn, Mo Perspective, Realist, Young Riaz, Word and Tay, and the rest of the people that rock with me, Atmosphere, all the day ones that's been with me from the entire time, that keeps me on my toes. You going a little bit too far. Let's bring it back, reel it back, right? I need those people, right? So my job is to draw off of them, but at the same time, as I'm drawing off of them, I got to instill it in myself, right? I can't worry about what's going on in the dirty sector. I can't worry about what's going on in the beef sector. I can't worry about all that because it's going to drain me from the things that I need to do. I don't need to be over there. I don't need to be over there. I need to be within me to find out how can I be a better Busted Down Brown. right? Or how can I help Mr. 33 bring perspective into things that he talks about? Excuse me. That's what I need to work on. That's what I need to focus on. But I can't focus on that if I'm worrying about everything else outside of the world. How can I make that better? How can I make me better? So the purpose of the fast is, how could you make yourself better? Just like I ask myself, how can I make myself better? Right? I can't worry about the ways of the world. Right? I can't, because if it affects me, I need to prepare for it. This is why preparing to repair was the topic of the last line, because I have to prepare myself for what's coming before me. But I must repair myself so there won't be nothing, no wound left open, so it can be touched again, or it can be opened up. I can't let the wounds be opened up, so I have to repair myself to prepare myself. You see what I'm saying? That's why I try to do things in a linely fashion, because I understand that these sessions are going to come at a frequent pace, and I need to be prepared for it. Just like everybody has to prepare themselves for their next day at the job, or they going to school, or they preparing the next day. If they got children, they got to prepare themselves. They got to prepare themselves and their children. It's the same thing when you focus on yourself in the spiritual battle, in the spiritual warfare, right? You have to be prepared, because you may think you know what's coming, but there's a bunch of loopholes and surprises that's happening every day. But if you are consistent in building the strength of yourself, the adversity of the attacks will make you more diverse in your life. So you ain't got to worry about if Jane is going to come and tear you down. You ain't got to worry about if Joe or John is coming to tear you down, because you will be prepared for whatever they have in store for you. They say in the world, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's the same thing here. But in order to get to that mode, you must prepare yourself. You must fast and make that the purpose, that nothing in front of you, no detour, no fork in the road can stop you from getting to your destination. Right? We understand in the story, Jesus is tempted. I could give, the devil tells him, I'm gonna give you the whole world, but I can't live off of what you say. I can't live off of words alone, but my deeds, or whatever the actual conversation that he had with the devil. I was paraphrasing, but the point is, you're going to be tried. You're going to go through a trial. That's why his testimony is so regarded throughout the history of Christians, for Christians, because he went through the trials and tribulations. He became the Christ. He was at his highest mark when he gave himself for the world. That's what the Bible says. And if that's what you understand, if that's what you know, if that's what you believe, then it's time for you to take the steps to do the same thing for yourself. Just because he gave himself for you, that don't mean that you don't got to work for yourself. The same thing in Islam, even though it may not pertain in that particular manner. You got to do what's best for you. And if you're going to go through these next 30 to 40 days, the purpose is for you, not for nobody else, to be a better you. And when you become a better you, you can help somebody else become a better them, because you can be the example. Your testimony will give them the strength to say, I see a new version of you. I hear a new version of you. You don't have to keep saying I'm working on yourself, because if you worked on yourself, the evidence will be abundant. The abundance will be, I can see it with the eyes, but not visually, not physically. I hear it in your voice. You sound different, Mo. You sound different, Chelsea. You sound different, Realist. You sound different, Scorp, because you put the work in. Yeah, hey, you ain't talking about the things that you used to talk about, because now you understand you going into your adulthood. That's why the scripture says, when I was a child, I did childish things. Now that I'm adult, I put away the childish things, and now I have to go and be where I'm at. You understand what I'm saying? The childish things is gone. I shouldn't be playing with Legos at the age of 40. Right? I shouldn't be doing that unless I'm in construction or something and I'm building something, right? But that should not be an everyday thing. The only people that should be playing with doll heads is beauticians that's doing hair. That's it. That's it, Chelsea. New creature in Christ. You got to get to that Christ-like attribute. Not to say that you will be Jesus, but you have to see if you can reach the Christ-like attribute, meaning you can get as close to the top as you possibly can. We got to stop thinking we're going to live in the valley forever. That's why they tell you to look to the hills from which your help may come, meaning keep your head up and strive to get to the top. Are you a top-notch person, or are you a bottom feeder? In sports, are you the Kansas City Chiefs, or are you the New York Jets? These are the things that you have to look forward to and try to strive for when you start the fast. Your purpose is for your elevation. The purpose is for your rise. Aren't you tired of rising to the occasion? Don't you want to be the occasion to be risen to sometime? You're not going to get there if you're not fasting with a purpose. You won't get there if you're not taking the time to say, yo, it's time for me to elevate. It's time for me to get as close to the Christ-like attribute as possible. We understand you will not be Jesus Christ, but the Christ, it means that you are at your highest of heights. You can be, and it's okay, right? Because sometimes now when I know realists are joking, right? So if somebody says, yo, I know you can do it. Doesn't that feel good that somebody sees that potential in you? It's time for you to see the potential in yourself. It's time for you to say, yo, I know I can get to that top notch, right? Even when we do these lives, right? I know I ain't getting 15,000 likes. I know that. I don't care about that. I know that I'm doing the right thing, so it's going to keep me going. It's going to keep me elevated. It's going to keep me rising to know that somebody's going to take my word and or take these words and apply it. And if it works for them, they can do it for somebody else and somebody else. I love the telephone game. I just know how to speak it right to where the next person can get it. And if that next person can do something better for the other person to receive it, that's more power to them. That's why better you, the better us is something that I understand why Word has put that under his umbrella. He put that under his mantra, because when I become better, it helps somebody else become better. When Chelsea Lynn becomes better, when she's doing an outstanding job, y'all check out her page. When she's talking about what's going on in the NFL, she makes me better because I'm following what she's doing to the extent to where I could go a little bit deeper in what they're talking about in the NFL. I just don't have to talk about the stats. I could go on and talk about the individual play and this, that, and the third, right? Because she's getting better, I'm getting better. When logical thinkers speaking about her personal situation, it allows me to say I have the confidence to come on here and not worry about the backlash. I could just go on up here and say I can become a better person. I can overcome certain situations. That's why Mo Perspective is a beautiful person, because she has the courage to where people are scared to just sit there and say, I've overcome. That's what makes her her. Will is my guy. He already know. He been through so many wars and trials and tribulations on this thing, but he just like, yo, I'm still the realest one out here, because I'm not being subdued by anybody. I'm going to continue to improve. I'm not changing for nobody. That's why he is who he is. Thank you, Scorp. And this is the thing that I be trying to tell people. If you're going to go through these fasts, if you're going to do this fasting, do it with a purpose of improving yourself, elevation, construction, however you going to lift yourself up. Not lift yourself up out of the chair. That would be nice too if a lot of y'all just like sitting down. But the fact is, you got to elevate it all. Elevate your mind, elevate your soul, elevate your heart, elevate your conscience, elevate the understanding, the knowledge. All of this makes you the better person. And sometimes it takes the fast. It takes the fast just so you can have the hindsight to say, yo, I can be. Then that I can become I will. Then that I will become I shall, and so on and so forth. You will begin to elevate yourself because you saw it in one little blink of an eye. That's what this fast should be for. The fasting, the purpose is for you to become the best person that you could possibly be, to become the spiritual aspect, right? If you add more, when your spirit goes up, guess what else goes up? Your morality, your decency, your compassion, your heart, your mind, your love. All of these things go up. Why? Because this fasting should equal elevation. It should. You can't go no further down if you're trying to get away from something. If you go down to it, you're going to succumb to what you're trying to get away from. But growth means that you are leaving the level. You are elevating from a level that you no longer want to be in. This ain't as natural as physical growth. I get it. But it's a necessity. It's just as necessary as that physical growth. And every one of us that are here, every one of us that is around us, everyone that even has the opportunity to listen to this, they can benefit from the fast because the elevation will make you the best version or point you in the right direction to become that better person. The necessity of you growing in all other aspects is a must. We know you can't grow physically. We know you can't. You stop growing at a certain age in life. That doesn't mean that your mind has to. That doesn't mean that your spirit has to. You can keep going all the way till you be called home. That's just the truth of the matter. And a lot of the times when you do this, if you know that you're doing right, that won't even scare you no more. The fear of death ain't gonna bother you because you've been going through these fasts so much. You've been burying things for so long. I buried the cigarettes. I buried the lust of life. I buried the sodas. I buried the depression. I buried the anxiety. I buried all of these things. That's why they want to put the cross there. Put it up there so you can give it away. You can leave it where it's at. Leave it at the proverbial altar that you are drawing to the Creator with. I leave this here because I don't want this around me. Throw it in the sea of forgetfulness if that's what you must do. However you're going to do this, you're going to need to do it, right? And if it's not just for you getting closer to God, then do it for morale's sake. Do it for your morality, right? When I was studying the 42 virtues of Mahat, I'm like, okay, I see the same, and there's a lot of things that becomes repetitive. So I combine it. Say I understand why they keep saying this 2 or 3 times. It makes it stronger, right? And now when I apply it to this season right here, I can say, wait a minute, it connects in a way that I never saw it before. That's because my mind is being open. My mind is being renewed. The fast has allowed me to see that I can combine what the Egyptians say to what these commandments are. And even if they are coming from the same place, as many people will say, it makes sense. I can understand it now. I can understand why this can work. And I can understand why somebody living the 42 laws of Mahat, I can understand them clearly now. Just like if they're going through the 30 days of Ramadan, I can understand why they do that. Y'all trying to get, Lord, Allah, I'm trying to hear you. Allah, I'm trying to hear you. If they fast in Buddhism, Buddha, I'm trying to get close. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to tell me. All we trying to do is trying to get an understanding of the spiritual side. The fast is going to allow you to do that. And when that happens, the morale grows up, the understanding goes up, and truth be told, we ain't fighting because the spirit is of peace. We're not looking for war. We're looking for peace. If we're all looking for peace, if you're looking for peace from Allah, you looking for peace from Buddha, you looking for peace from Krishna, you looking for peace from wherever it is, I can understand you, because we're all looking at the same goal. Appreciate you, Scorp. We're all looking from the same lens. It's time for us to work on the lens that we have. Right? If we need to clean the lens, we need to get a new prescription per se. Let's do that. Let's do that during this fast. That's what you're fasting for. So your eye can be open, right? Not these two eyes, but the eye that matters. The eyes of the third eye, the conscious, whatever y'all want to call it. Let that open up and say, you know what? I can be, I shall be, I will be. And when you do that, you will see that your fast with the purpose is really beneficial and not harming you. So, I just wanted to come up here and talk about that. But like I said earlier, if you are one of those people that's going to fast during the Lent season, if you're fasting for Ramadan, may Allah have what he has for you. May it be received by you. And if you're fasting for Lent, may God present you with the things that you are looking for. You already have the tools, both of you guys, whether you're Islamic or if you're following the fastest Lent. God has given you every tool that you need in order to get through these 30 days, these 40 days for the respective fast. You have everything you need. Now you got to go in your storehouse and see what it is. It's time for you to stop robbing yourself, because you're not robbing God. Right? You're not robbing God, you're robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself to get the clarity and understanding what God has in store for you. I know Malachi 3:8 says, will a man rob God? Yeah, you're robbing yourself. You're robbing the God that's within you. You're not allowing it to be vocal. You're not allowing it to speak. You're not allowing it to resonate. You're not allowing it to spark you. That's how you rob yourself. You're not robbing God because he's always with you. He said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So if the kingdom of heaven is within you and you believe that heaven consists with the God that you serve, he's already there with you. And that's the thing that we're trying to get, Scorp. We're trying to get that, because I'm not worried about what the world do, because I already know what the world going to do. God is going to keep me from go ahead and not being swallowed up by the ways of the world. I'm not better than everybody. Not saying that. Not by a long shot. I'm just saying it's time for us to figure out what we need to do and go forward with it. Now it's time for us to, it's time for us to fast with a purpose instead of just fasting for tradition or fasting for the religion. What is your purpose of fasting? What are you trying to gain? What are you abstaining from to gain for? These are the questions that you must ask if you're going to do that. And like I said, for the most part, I will be up here, encouraging every quarter, 10, 20, 30 to the final quarter, the fourth quarter. I know I've done videos on this before. I may premiere it. I don't know. I haven't even thought about it, because sometimes, what I did yesterday, it might spark me to have a new conversation today. So don't quote me on nothing that I'm talking about doing, because it may and it may not happen. I may premiere one and go about the other one. I know I did a playlist for the 40 days for those of you that's fasting. So you're gonna have to look on the channel and see what it is, right? But I don't believe that you guys, if you guys are going to do this, I don't believe you can do it. I know you can, because the necessity in you is going to make sure that you get the job done. The same way you need to breathe spiritually. You need to know that, wait a minute. I need that spiritual advice. I need to hear you, God. I need to hear you, Creator. I need to hear you, Allah. I need to hear you, Buddha. Whoever you praising, it's your time it's your time. This is your opportunity. But like I said, for those following the ways of Christ, Those of you following the way of Islam, your 30 and 40 days have begun. I truly hope and I know that God, Allah has something for you. I just need you to receive it with open arms and embrace it. This is your year of improvement. This is the year of the one. It's time for you to improve with what the Spirit is telling you. It's time for you to improve with what God has in store for you. That should be the purpose of your fasting. So with that being said, everybody, I appreciate everybody being here. Scorp, I appreciate you dropping everybody's channel. Chelsea Lynn, it's always a pleasure to see you. Realist, my day one, always a pleasure. Logical Thinker, aka More Perspective, continue to be a blessing. Riaz, may Allah give you what He has in store for you. You know what I'm saying? No one has to be exempt for improvement. No one has to be exempt for upgrades, right? You can become who you want to become. If you need to become that person, you will become that person. Let no one separate you from what you know. Don't let nobody separate you from who you can be. The doors are open for you. The proverbial doors is open for you. Go your way. Enter through the doors. Just do me a favor. If you're going to go through these new doors, make sure those old doors are closed, because we don't want nothing from yesterday tampering with what you have in store for you today and tomorrow. But with that being said, y'all, I truly appreciate y'all. I'll be back. You know what I mean? Whether it's, I'll definitely be back by 10 days, but I'll probably be back before then. But I appreciate everybody hearing this. I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to what I'm saying. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work, just leave it on the table. It may work for somebody else. But with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I'm out.